Hey, what's poppin', guys? Sizzle here. You guys have been loving me talking about, everything I think about all the different heroes in this game. And in this episode, we're gonna go talk about Cassidy, or McCree, as nearly everybody calls him. I'll go cut to when I find a game, or whatever, and I'll talk about him there. Alright, so quick ability check for those who, don't know what this guy does at this point. His left click shoots his gun, does solid headshot damage, okay-ish body shot damage, and that's this whole gimmick, right? Just, point-click adventure. His right click fires everything remaining in his clip, whether it be one shot, or if I shoot 3 more, it'll just be the one shot, or all 6, which is the most common thing, where you have to kind of pull down, because if you only fire with your mouse, you'll see it kind of goes up a bit, and it's a little bit inaccurate no matter what. But generally use this against like tanks that are point blank, you just go like boom, and kind of kill them like by pulling down the mouse. And then his other thing, which I didn't get to show off, he has a roll, where you can, roll a little bit, also it reloads his weapon. And then he has a nade, where you can throw a nade pretty far, and it also automatically aims and tracks for you, and anyone it hits can't use their movement abilities for a few seconds, like 3 seconds or something. It can also stop stuff actively, like if you're Reinhardt and you're pinning, for example, common occurrence for me, and he throws a nade at you, you just stop pinning abruptly with 0 seconds to react or do anything about it. And if you weren't, if you're wondering, what about this does he not like? What is, and then his ult is just kind of shit. I mean, we'll use it once or twice in this game, but it's notorious for being one of the worst ults, if not the worst ult in the game, and I completely agree with that sentiment. It's really fucking bad. Not that it really needs to be good, because, the base character is pretty solid, I feel. Yeah, I mean, he's a point shoot character. He doesn't have any crazy movement. The roll moves you 2 millimeters and just reloads your weapon. The main problem I have with McCree, and the reason I probably had titled this something like why I find McCree extremely annoying or problematic or whatever, it's just because of the nade. Right, the nade is so one-dimensional. Everything about this character is one-dimensional, but it's normally pretty chill, pretty fun. He's actually one of my more played DPS, weirdly enough. But my problem with the nade is it's oh, someone's over there. Normally that hits someone. Normally that just finds its way to Tracer. I know they've nerfed it and nerfed its tracking capabilities quite a bit, but that's a really, really common occurrence for me. And that is my only problem with this character. My lack of aim is my own problem, and has nothing to do with free. I also didn't warm up before this, I probably should have. Most of the time when I play the game, I don't really play any characters that need a whole lot of aim, so this is kind of an abnormal situation I put myself in. I also don't know what's up with the variable FPS. I have to check my task manager, see what's running in the background or whatever. But yeah, you point and shoot, you have a little bit of extra health because you're one of the few DPS with no mobility or crazy one-shots or crazy, abilities in general. You're just kind of stuck with your gun and shooting people, which makes him a really honest character. That's why I generally play him. He's extremely honest. He's an alternate version of Ashe. Ashe is just kind of better than him in every way, honestly. In modern Overwatch, he used to actually have his own positives, right? He used to be decent in other ways back when he had his nade that did damage, but ever since they changed it to one that stops mobility, he has been a lot worse for wear. So I don't really have anything else I can say there. Yeah, of course they had to have right there. Look at this Tracer. What's she supposed to do about that? If I wasn't reloading at that exact moment, she would have died faster than she ended up dying. This is the ult, right? You take some small damage reduction, but at the same time, you have an auto aim thing that'll charge up as you see people. The problem is it's as you see people, and the charge up time takes a bit. But overall, character's completely fine. My problem is entirely with the nade. It reminds me of Sombra's old hacking style, where she just kind of, had no reason not to just constantly hack you and constantly stop you from doing things. You'll notice my McCree nade, if you ever look down, is pretty much always on cooldown. Because why would you not want something that auto-locks on the targets and stops them from moving for you? Makes it easier to hit them. It really annoys the people it's used against, which is generally almost always tanks. Tanks, Lucio, and Tracer are the 3 this hits. The idea with this ability, I think, is because McCree used to be one of the best answers to Tracer. I would say that's not even true. Even with what I'm about to say, I don't think that's true. Let me just play behind the shield. But yeah, like that would have hit Doom if he didn't die. You see the way it like curved through the things? Like I didn't aim that or anything. Not a single nade here is aimed beyond just being in the general direction of any of these characters. But I think the idea with the Creed nade was, you know, he used to stop Tracer, and they want to make it so he can stop Tracer still with that ability. So they gave him one that stops mobility. The problem is, it most of the time just makes sense to use against tanks, especially Ball and Doom. Like you just throw it at him. It also does some damage, so you might as well just use it to damage things. Because all you really use this thing for is like a tiny bit of damage randomly with auto-aim, or stopping someone like Doom from playing the game at all. Or Rein from having fun with his pen. Also one of the few abilities that can stop Kiri from just TPing every 3 seconds, so that's also pretty cool. I tried clicking. I know I don't have an input display, but I assure you I tried clicking when that Doom was clearly going to punch me out of my ult, because if you get stunned with Kree ult, with its large-ass charge-up time, and it also makes you move slower, which I forgot to mention, like you also just lose... your ult goes away. Something I forgot to mention, because it's, I don't know, it's so intrinsic to me. But overall, that's kind of my thoughts on Kree. I think otherwise, he's, you know, very basic, but just fun, solid character. I'll check out my playtime if I die again. That you can see, like, I have a decent amount of playtime, mainly from Overwatch 1, but some of it is from Overwatch 2. He's very fun. He's one of the few characters that is a pretty consistent answer to Pharah and Pharmacy, which is actually a pretty rare quality. Like, Pharmacy normally fucks you up unless you have, like, you know, Kree, Widow, your own Pharah or Echo, or, like, Ashe. So Kree being one of those characters is very, very nice, but let me try to see. So, your profile. All time, he's one of my more played heroes, because I just like that simplicity. It's very fun. You can see 4th played overall, but you also notice my win percentage is not that high on him. Let's see. Pretty sure he's negative overall. Yeah, 44% despite being my 4th most played. Mainly because a lot of the time I play him is when I'm getting rolled by some Pharmacy, and I just pull him out, so obviously I'm going to lose that one, because, you know, I mean, you guys are seeing the same aim that I am. Normally not this bad, because my FPS are weirdly variable. I know I turned my shit to turbo mode, so it's like, my FPS should be higher, but I clearly have something else running in the background that I shouldn't. Not that it's very visible. I mean, you guys only see 60 FPS on YouTube, because that's what YouTube allows, so I'm complaining to the void here. But even then, even if I had an optimal setup, my performance with them isn't even that great. You know, most of the hours were not played under these conditions. Oh, I'm dead. That guy's going to kill me. You could also use it when you're failing to aim, the right-click thing, but that's okay. Because it does have, like, random spread and reduced accuracy and all that. It's pretty easy to work around. Yeah, that was through window. Normally that would do, you know, only a third of his health or something, despite having LOS on him for a while and me just standing there out in the open where he could punch me or avoid me. But yeah, he's like a pretty honest character. It's pretty hard to hate on him. He's just very simple, and I know a lot of people don't like or really play him because of that. And I do think his nade is just really annoying. Like I say, it reminds me of Sombra's hack. Like, why are there abilities in this game that very consistently stop you from using an ability and pretty much do nothing else? I mean, I've been spamming because it does like 20 damage or whatever as well. I think it's 60 actually is the real number. You see right there, that shit hit the ground, bounced back up, and decided to go for Zen. What can Zen, like, you know, I didn't aim that at Zen. You can slow down the video and pause it or whatever. That, my crosshair probably was never on Zen. Especially not when I threw the damn thing. It just does that automatically. Like, I don't... It's crazy. It's crazy. If they remove the auto-aim thing, honestly, even though it would definitely still be used only for, you know, stopping Rein, I might be better with it, but at the same time, that would mean it's one main ability that they made it for, to go stop Tracer, kind of not exist anymore. That's a whole thing on its own. But yeah. Normally I feel pretty bad for the Dooms when I'm playing Kree into them. I normally don't pick Kree when someone's Doom. I try to, you know, be better on Junk or whatever. But this guy joined late, saw me on Kree and went Doom, so you know, you kinda did that to himself. He had ample time to not have to deal with this. You see right there, I mean, that was closer to Mei, so it's not as egregious, but like, if Mei had a movement ability, I don't know. I feel like there has to be a better way to deal with Tracer, but at the same time, I don't have a solution for him. And that's generally what the team wants. It can also be nice here if, like, for example, that guy for some reason thinks he's completely immortal to the ult that can one-shot you if you give me long enough LOS. That was just kind of stupid from that soldier to do. That's the only time you're gonna get kills with this thing, by the way, is when people are, like, incredibly dumb and not thinking straight. Yeah, low mobility, solid damage, decent amount of health, and then the util of the nade, I guess. Yeah, the main point of this character was really just to be a solid DPS dealer who can deal with most things, which he can. And also, especially in Overwatch 1, he was kind of the de facto answer to Tracer because his nade used to be a really easy way to like stunner and whatnot. He also does more damage on the headshot, which you really haven't gotten to see this game. But sometimes people hit heads, mainly in higher elos or where they're thinking more or whatever. But then in Masters and below, like where I play this hero, you're not going to see a lot of heads from me personally. His body shots do like a solid like 60. It's like 3 shots to your body to kill a DPS or something. His hitbox is pretty generous as well. It's pretty easy to hit McCree. Like he's overall just solid, fun hero. He's not very offensive, but I just think his nade's annoying. Because everything else about him is so simple, there's not even anything to talk about. He literally just does a solid amount of damage, has like 0 mobility, just kind of shooting things and burst damage. But the burst damage itself isn't too high. The reload speed's not like too quick or anything. Like he's just a fun hero. Fun, simple hero. Not every hero has to be as complex as Doom to be fun. I think McCree for me, or I guess Cassidy is like his new name, kind of falls under that. You know, that's really all there is to it. I just don't like the nade, but I like the rest of them. I know this is less ranty or whatever than my Moira video or the one on Life Reaper especially, but that's because I mainly didn't expect to make more videos, and I don't have too much to say about most of the other characters. As to how I got to McCree or Cassidy, I don't know, I just felt like it. Either way, hope you all enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one where I talk about a different hero, and let me know in the comments if there's anyone in particular you want to hear my thoughts on. That being said, hope you guys have a rest of... Well, I do hope you guys have a rest of your day, but I also hope that you have a great rest of your day. And goodbye.